This is Hannibal back here from thehannibaltv.com with a daily wrestling news update for you. There's some interesting news today. First of all, Finn Balor, 42 years old now, recently revealed that he re-signed with WWE for 5 years. For anyone that didn't see Raw from here in Ottawa last night, Rhea Ripley made her return after getting married and suffering an injury that obviously was not that serious if she's back already. Weird that they had her vacate the title even though she was not out that long. Apparently, Testore, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, a ESPN broadcaster who was also with ABC, is now officially hired by WWE to be a member of the broadcast team. WWE is cutting way back on house shows. There's only like 2 U.S. house shows this summer, both in Florida in August. And I don't think there's any in Canada. There is some foreign tours. They are going to some foreign places, but overall, they're not doing that many house shows. Now that wrestlers are paid guaranteed salaries and not based off the house anymore, they actually have to spend money like on rental cars and hotels when they do house shows because AEW covers rental cars and hotels. Neither company covers food on the road, but obviously that's a tax deduction. But it's good for experience, obviously, to wrestle house shows and for people that like to see WWE come into their town. But it seems like AEW doesn't do any, and they're becoming obsolete in WWE. The average wrestler, I mean, before, like, even up to this point, according to Dave Meltzer, the average, like, times a WWE wrestler would wrestle per year is 75 to 100 dates. Now, with less and less house shows, it might be even less than that. As far as, like, NXT house shows, there's only 5 all summer. And that's interesting because most of these NXT wrestlers have 0 wrestling experience. But I wonder if TKO will completely eventually get rid of the development system. It'll be interesting because a lot of these NXT shows that are like local armories and legions in Florida and stuff, they don't make money, but they don't cost that much money to put on. But if you're not putting them on, the wrestlers aren't getting experience in front of the crowd. Of course, the way to go about that is what they might be doing by putting wrestlers on TNA shows and Noah shows and making deals with other places. But I can see them cutting back on the development system as time goes on. If TKO is really all about profit, and obviously house shows weren't that profitable, or they would still be doing them. And again, they are making more revenue than ever. But for people that compare the period we're in now, where there is some, I mean, the guys that are stars like Cena and The Rock and all that, they're bigger stars than like on a mainstream level than back in the older days. But like, it's not like there's 3 shows a night and all 3 shows are sold out. So like, as far as like general interest of people going to shows and stuff, they'll still go to the big shows, but I don't think your average shows that people are going to. Hence why they're getting rid of all the house shows, unless it's in a foreign place that it's a new thing and it's a rare thing to get WWE, like when they did the pay-per-view in Scotland or that place in France where it's rare, but people where they've seen it for a while. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. Better exposure for the smaller markets, no. I don't think they're doing any small markets anymore unless the small markets pay for the shows. So I think if you're in Victoria, British Columbia, Jake, don't expect WWE to ever come back there. Not like they were, because I think there was an incident with just Chris Jericho punching a female fan last time they went to Victoria. By the way, this picture came out of Kevin Sullivan who's apparently still in the ICU. He's being moved to Boston from Florida. He was in Florida where he first had his issues. He's being moved to Massachusetts. Tony Khan donated $10,000, so that's good. Yeah, and for house show, I mean, they already cut way back, but I think they're going to expect people to drive or fly to like the more major cities now rather than go to the smaller towns like they used to, which makes them be able to charge more for the events and makes it seem like the events that they do have get bigger crowds because people are driving to them. Like, for instance, they didn't go to Kingston at all this year, which is about 2 hours from Ottawa. But so those Kingston or Cornwall, where they used to go, also about an hour and a half from Ottawa, those people will drive to Ottawa now. They want to see shows. So I guess they just think that that's more economical to go than going to the smaller towns. I would like to see Shane in AEW. By the way, Ricky's AEW wrestlers. I mean, we're talking about WWE. Up to this point, they're averaging like 75 to 100 dates a year. When's the last time Ricky Starks wrestled? He's still under contract. When's the last time they used Jake the Snake and he's still under contract? I'm not hating on it. It's great for the wrestlers. Tony Khan's obviously a very nice guy. We're blessed that there's the competition now and people pay has gone way up. But it's crazy, like the amount of pay people get now for work. Yeah, WWE used to do house shows in high school gyms. They used to go to like Hull, Quebec, across the border from Ottawa in this small arena and get like 900 in the early 90s when Bret Hart was champion. They haven't been to that arena. The last time was 96, the night after Survivor Series 96, when I remember The Rock was there. And he has changed since then, but I'll never forget. We asked for his autograph as he was coming out the back because in those arenas you had to cross the fans to get to your cars. And he put his hand like this to cover his face, and he told us to F off. I was in grade 9. He said F off. And then he goes to the car, and Rikishi's in the car, the heel. And then he has to sit in the car, and I forget who the other two guys were in the car, but he had to sit in the back of the car while everyone else signed autographs, and he just sat there. I know he's not like that now. He's changed a lot, and he has a better body now than he did back then too. So that goes to show you can be in your 50s and have your best physique ever. The guy I work out with a lot is 74. He literally has the best physique in my gym that I go to. So it's how hard you train. It's not necessarily your age, but it's easier when you're younger. But yeah, I still love The Rock. I remember that vividly, him telling us to F off his kids. And I don't hold it against him. I've interviewed his father and mother since, and he's one of my